Before we wrap up the scene at parents' dinner, parents' feast, is there anything else that you guys would like to roll up? Any conversations you like? Anything you want to bring up as for the expectations of the group into the things? The um, the general feel of everything is that people are accepting of new talent, but the past behavior so far during the day, they're like, what kind of like they're not really suspicious, but they're just like, what kind of people are these type of thing. You know what I mean? Like these are
Skeptical.
performers themselves.
Mhm.
They're pretty accepting of different personality types, but they just can't get a good read on you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, but they're accepting. There's no one there just being like, "No, we don't want these idiots here" or anything like that. It's very, very amicable.
Mhm.
Okay, but anyway, sorry. Is there anything you just want to bring up at all, no matter how minor or major or anything like that? I feel like I've been doing a lot of NPC talking, so I want to make sure you guys get some input.
I'm
Um,
personally good.
Okay.
my character still doesn't particularly feel the most comfortable in like massive talks or anything like that. He'll look next to him to see if there's anybody um, that isn't not that he doesn't particularly recognize.
Nearby you is Siren, the elf, the very talkative elf. And he's eyes with you. I,
You guys link eyes and
like I don't know. He just smiles, and once the main conversation is down, he goes, "So you're gonna be doing an oddity show, huh?"
Well, yeah, I would still love to know what kind of oddities I might be looking at.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find all sorts. There's this one time I found three cans. They were made of some sort of aluminum material. Yes, this weird red and white writing on it. It said something about cocaine. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure back in the day, individuals in the golden age used to drink that stuff and they would get high on it. It was a very, very addictive drug, and it might have actually led to the end of the golden age. He looks at you with like a completely stone, like serious impression, like serious face.
I'm going to assume since it is such a popular can that I might have probably come
Yeah,
across one,
yeah, it's a
and
coke.
I would have definitely looked at the ingredients. I'm like, yeah, just read the ingredients.
Yeah, you would. But see, that's the funny thing. You have a chemistry skill, so you would
I
know.
would know that it is an addictive substance. Yeah,
Yeah, unless sugar is considered of, or maybe caffeine,
it
but
was the
not
caffeine.
cocaine like he's
No.
suggesting.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Maybe
yeah, no,
addictive, but
that's
maybe not the downfall of
I
society.
would immediately kind of go like, I do. It would be really surprising if caffeine actually did all of that.
Syrian goes. You're such a smart guy. We're gonna get along great.
My guy just looks over to him with a tiny smile, like, thanks.
Aw, beautiful.
All right, anyone else?
I think Al would just kind of like he's very quiet and kind of nervously glances at Mila from time to time and just kind of like very quietly, I wouldn't have eaten your ice cream.
All right. Anything else, dear friends? Anything else?
No,
Before
no.
the
I mean,
dinner?
there's some stuff I'd like to talk to the but shop talk. Nothing that would be really appropriate during a dinner.
Okay, cool. Who did you want to shop talk with? Because
Uh,
obviously after dinner, there's going to be more milling about. Some people are going to retire to their rooms. Perrin has booked rooms in both the Goldsmith Inn and opened up the rooms to his mansion as well for individuals. Um, but after dinner, a few drinks, more milling around, social conversation, that type of thing. So you can definitely pull some people aside, whomever you want to talk to candidly.
it wouldn't be that night because
Okay.
I'd probably go to. I need to write her name down. The medic.
Her name is Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Excuse me,
Damn it.
Kennedy.
All right. No, because it would be more like, what do I need to be worried about? Are there any pre-existing conditions, any treatments, that kind of thing, which wouldn't really be
Gotcha.
appropriate for just social relaxing.
No.
Yeah,
that
it would-
guy's addicted to tobacco.
Well, more like for the purposes of running a
Conrad's like, "Oh, shit."
no, not like that, but more like like for the purposes of running the clinic. Is there someone that needs insulin? Do I need to worry about having this in stock? That kind of thing.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I'm sure. Yeah, there'll be really good opportunities to do that. After the 3-day
Mhm.
celebration type of thing. So, all right. So things kind of peter out as far as the feast goes. The dinner, the private dinner between yourselves and the endless storytellers. Is there anything else you guys want to do that night? I know Patrick went and bought some smelling salts. Anything else really in particular, or can we just, would you like to move on? Oh, okay. Go ahead, what's up, Patrick.
If I found Perrin generally by himself or with at max 2 other people with him, I would actually approach him and go, it is getting close to the time where we're starting this traveling band. I have not gotten to look at the different. I'm not even sure what to call them because I don't know what they are. I haven't.
Oddities,
the
pre-rest
oddities.
artifacts.
Yes.
Perrin says, "Don't worry about that. After the actual performance itself, while we're getting the new acts set up, I'll open up the vault. We're gonna add a few things. I'll even let you pick a couple using your expertise because you're a smart guy, and we'll go from there. But take your time. You'll have a couple weeks to prepare. So,
Okay.
if that's okay by you, no need to rush, right?
Of course. I just want to be prepared.
And I do appreciate that. You're very, very professional," he says. And Kai gives you an appreciative nod.
He goes in with the same kind of sort of small smile. Thank you.
Aw, so cute. Little Patrick and his smile.
All right. Anything else?
I
Mhm.
want to go by the blacksmiths and see if they are available for another session of sword testing or sword thingo.
Over the next 3 days, unfortunately, much like many of the other people, Ashton and Ashley, when they're not, doing their jobs during the day, typically they are partaking in a lot of the festival activities. So they're not gonna make time for you.
Okay, I just
Only
wanted to
because-
check
yeah,
anyways.
Sure, no, not a problem. They're just too excited. This is a rare opportunity. So
Yeah,
okay,
and that's
fair
fair
enough.
enough.
All right. So, I think this is a really great opportunity over the next 3 days to let you know exactly how the Endless Storytellers roll. All right? And this is a good idea for you guys to get a vibe. Of course, when you get briefed and when... Oh, sorry. Go
Before
ahead.
we get too into it, I need to run to the little girl's room.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So I'm
I'll
just
get
gonna.
a chance to grab myself a drink of water.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
So I'll be
I
right
should
back.
empty the tank while we're taking a little break.
All right.
5 minutes
Tea
break.
I'm
Yeah.
going to save the world.
Oh, boy. You better do it in 5 minutes, Piff.
I only need 3.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Well, if the chat has any questions while this little recording is going on, feel free to ask them while we're taking our little break. Oh, pineapple. Is anyone else here on the call, or is it really just me? It's just me. Woo. Yeah, that's my fan in the background, Spiffy fan. It's hot in here. Is the song going on YouTube? Probably. We'll see. He might have to edit it out and just give a link in the description. We'll see if there's copyright. I have to say, Van Canto is a fantastic group, and anyone should check it out. They do original songs and covers. The Bard song is actually the cover of another band, but the a cappella version is through them. So. Will Kenneth be working with Squee? I don't know who Kenneth is. Yeah, Bossmer. A few of the characters ended up getting a few cybernetic implants.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Just answering some questions while people are on their break. Different mech types. They're not really known as mechs. They're known as large robot vehicles, and there's a variety of types. The most common are ones that look very humanoid. They range in height and whatnot, but pretty much in the game, if it can kind of be imagined, it can be done. So anything from like a Japanese style mecha robot to a very Western or very alien strange design, it can be done. There's a lot of robots in Rifts. They're very prolific writers, so there's a lot of stuff.
Exciting.
Yeah, I do like the Bard song quite a bit. What was your feel? Did you like the song, Kriana?
Oh yeah, I'm totally downloading that shit. I added to the Rift list.
Nice, good stuff.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Are we still
Welcome
recording?
back. I believe we are. I don't think he stopped.
Oh dear.
So
Okay.
you get to hear this on YouTube. Maybe.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't have put that in the video. The
The song?
song. Now that I think about it.
You know that I think about it? Honestly, if Squee gets a copyright match, right? You can just edit it out and just put the link to the song right in the description. Proper credit where credit's
It really
due.
is easy enough, like thinking about it, because we don't talk at all during the song. We wait until it's done and then we start talking again. So it should be
Yeah.
pretty easy to edit out.
The only problem is the VOD is going to have like 30 minutes muted because of Twitch's new rules.
Oh yeah. Well, c'est la vie.
I completely forgot about it, so oh well.
But yeah, this isn't just directly being uploaded by Twitch, right? He's actually recording it.
To my knowledge,
yeah,
yes.
Can actually, so you can actually physically edit it. It's no big deal. It might be a little extra work, but I'm sure Squee won't mind. Especially, and you know, who knows? Maybe Van Canto isn't very litigious. They're a very cool group, so.
Well, I mean, for anybody that wants to watch the VOD on Twitch, about 30 minutes of our campaign is going to be muted.
We'll see, yeah.
Yeah. So it's meh.
It's a good song, and I thought people should listen to it.
It was
Yeah,
worth
it is.
it.
It is really.
And,
good.
and frankly, I think it's a really good, as odd as it is, a very good.
All right, so I am ready to start recording when everyone else is.
Damn good song too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to start recording it, and we're back.
Great. Well, welcome back. So, as I was mentioning before we just took our little break, just kind of give you guys an idea of what the 3 days of festivities is really going to be about. Plus, this is a really good idea. Like, seeing how this performs is kind of going to give you a layout of how the Endless Storytellers approach entertaining to, traveling towns and whatnot. Okay? So, as I get out my little notes here. First things first, I'll kind of let you know all the different acts they have here. All right. So clearly they have the special minstrels, which is the group is known as Canto, which is these 5 men and 1 woman. They can play instruments as well, but they're very, very famous for their a cappella songs. They have a huge mental library of music. And they are extremely, other than the pre-Risk movies that are shown, they are the next main popular act. Throughout the day, this is typically how things are structured. In the morning and early afternoon is kind of very light individual performances, so to speak, right? And a lot of them are devoted towards children too. Children's theater, songs that children really like, games that are set up for children to play in. Just because that's kind of the prime time, right? It was prime time for kids. In the later afternoon, there are kind of more kind of roaming shows, sometimes maybe just individual acts. The Endless Storytellers do have a large kind of a theater stage, as well as a very large screen in which to screen movies. So sometimes the main stage during the afternoon times have individual acts, whether they're songs, sing-alongs, maybe little plays, or endless, tales. I mean, too, like just storytelling as well. Okay. And in the evening show, however, that is the big mainstay. All right. And there are three things that the Endless Storytellers do, and they typically rotate it every night. So, for example, the first night is a big song and dance extravaganza. Everyone who can play an instrument and can sing typically goes on the stage, and they perform popular folk songs or music that the locals really like. And they get together, they clear a large area, and people sing and dance, and it's a very great time. It's a very popular time. People love to dance in this kind of area, so to speak. And that lasts for about 3 hours. So then sometimes the second night they put on an actual theater show, like a play. And the plays they normally do two different plays, typically like a comedic one, and then typically also a more of a serious dramatic one. Depending on the mood of the town itself, though, they might do two comedic. And also there are some performers there that are very good with improvised theater. So what they would do is that they would quickly, throughout the day, they could construct their own little play having to do with the town in particular. Or like, say, for example, you're given an example, like one town they visited, there was some strange DBs that came over and tried to take over the town, and their brave sheriff and their guards kind of chased them away. So they would kind of do this quasi-comedic, quasi-serious reenactment of that, and it was very, very popular to that town, right? It's almost like a dramatic retelling of their own history. That's very, very popular. So that's done on some nights as well. But typically on the third night, or sometimes they're not always in towns for 3 nights. Sometimes it's like a one night only. Sometimes they're there for an entire week, right? But the most popular thing they show is pre-riffs movies. And every time they tour around, Finger kind of donates 3 movies from his personal library, and every time they come in and restock, he switches them out. And these pre-riffs movies just pack people in like crazy. They set up big screen, big surround sound, and people just gaze and wonder on it. The most popular, I can tell you the movies that are going to be shown, but we can get it when it gets to that point. But those movies are the big things. Now, after both the song and dance main stage shows, the theater performance main stage shows, and the pre-riffs movies main shows, evening shows, to close things off every single night, sure enough, Van Canto comes on up. And in fact, a lot of the other performers, anyone who can pretty much sing a tune, they do this big group song of the Bard Song, which you're kind of learning has become their real mainstay. And it's a song that a lot of people like and people can sing along with. And that's kind of their stamp of individuality that really makes the Endless Storytellers different from other traveling shows and circuses and freak shows and stuff like that. So, you guys don't mind that I'm talking this much?
Nope.
No.
No, I don't
Okay.
mind.
Cool.
Not at all.
So, as far as some of the acts that you're going to be seeing throughout this 3-day festival, all right? So, sure enough, you have Canto who do their individual, songs. There are some also like minstrels as well, which is about half dozen or so people who can sing, dance, play different musical instruments, and tell stories, and can speak, a few different languages as well. So, during the day, they're telling stories to folks, maybe kid stories, stuff like that. There are also individuals. The best way of putting it is like showgirls. They're very attractive women. In fact, uh, oh my God, why does everyone know her name but me? Uh,
Kennedy,
Oh,
Zoe.
Kennedy. No, Kennedy. There we go.
Okay.
In fact, Kennedy herself, when she's not being a medic, she sometimes is like a showgirl as well. And they, I guess you could say, enhance a lot of the performances, just due to their attractiveness. As kind of base as it sounds, they get a good response from the male audience. They tend to pay attention and spend more money when there's pretty women around. You know what I mean? Like, think car shows or cons and stuff like that, right? In addition, quite a few of them can also sing and are very good actors. So a lot of times these women are also play female lead roles in theater performances, in the main stage shows. And as I continue on, there is obviously the Firebrand, this athletic individual. He's an excellent tumbler, and it's no big surprise, especially after his flourish during dessert, that he is clearly a burster. And he incorporates a lot of fire into his show. A lot of spectacle, a lot of dazzling, a lot of interesting feats that he uses to both manipulate fire to take shapes, and acrobatic routines that typically involve him immolating himself or jumping through hoops of fire and all sorts of stuff like that. There are jugglers as well, who have a knack for juggling and for comedy. Most of them can kind of dance or tell funny stories as well, but nothing really flashy. Of course, the siren, the elven talkative individual. He's, I guess you could say, they say the most politically correct term is that he's a barker. He is an expert storyteller. And for a lot of the main stage shows, he is the main announcer as well. And so he's just very good with his words, let's just say. There are also, throughout the days, there are games of chance. So games of skill, like throwing knives or darts, tossing a hoop over a target, target shooting, kind of arcadey carnival games like that is also set up. And so that's what they have. Now, obviously, there's also going to be a sideshow attraction, which is going to be added into everything as well. The pre-rift artifacts, the dragon skull, that sort of thing. But right now, obviously, that's not being put on over the next 3 days. Do you have any questions about that?
About it not being set up, or just the...
No, sorry. Any questions about the acts that are going on? So, what I can do for you guys, for role-playing purposes, is that you can be like, oh, I want to check out the jugglers. I want to play a game of chance or something like that. Like, these 3 days of festivals are completely open to you guys, and feel free to interact with them as much or as little as you please.
Mila's gonna want to go to every single one.
Okay. Good stuff.
She doesn't want to go by herself.
Hey, guess who's going to every single one too?
You guys?
Well,
It's probably all of us, but yes.
I was gonna go ask the song, the acapella group, a few things.
I'll keep Mila out of trouble then.
Yay!
I'm gonna focus on the burster.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I would say this though, that whenever someone is on stage playing a guitar, it probably gets Al's attention more than anything else would.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Where to start? Okay. Patrick, you mentioned that you want to talk to the Canto musical a cappella group, or did you want to just listen to see what some of the songs that they play?
Whatever comes first available. As in, if I can talk with them first,
Okay.
that would be. I have no preference either way, basically.
Okay, you can kind of. All right, well, throughout the day, they do put on one small show, which they sing about 3 songs, and that's about it on the first day before they, because they're mostly main stage performers.
Right.
But on the first day, they do like a small stage act, and there are other individuals there who want to get autographs and talk with them. But you're able to the head cantor, I guess we could say, Caleb. You can flag him down for a few minutes, real quick. He kind of looks a little impatient, though. He's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there something that you want to mention here?"
Oh yes. I only noticed when you first came into town. You sang the Bard song.
Yes, yes, yes. Most popular song for good reason. It's a damn good tune.
Um, do you? Where did you uh get that song?
It was taught to me when I was younger, and I spread it throughout the rest of the place.
Okay. I'm sorry to have troubled you. And
He says no trouble at all. We're gonna be working quite a bit. It's just you understand kind of off of performance, and there'll be downtime for us to talk. Don't worry about it. Sorry, didn't mean to be rude. It's just there's pretty big crowds here, so we don't want to lose track of time. You know what I mean? We gotta take care of our voices.
no
He
problem.
says. Okay. Right. Let's see here. Tom. All right. You're very interested in the Firebrand's axe. He does. His acts are every single day. He typically does an act in the afternoon. It's normally about an hour long. Typically, it plays between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, just before people eat. And it's as far as parents' posts go, it's pretty darn popular. He does pack them in. He does have a few assistants as well, which are a few of the showgirls. I don't like using that term, but anyway. And let's see here. His acts are normally the stage is wooden. So what he actually does is kind of clear himself a field, kind of where there isn't anything flammable around.
Yeah.
And it's kind of standing room only. So everyone can kind of see him.
Mhm.
And his acts involve mostly a lot of, let's see here, really amazing like tumbling acts. Like for example, he goes on a high platform, summons like a sphere of fire, kind of on the ground, and he dives right into it and kind of rolls through it and comes back, and his clothes are all smoking and but he seems perfectly fine. He manipulates fire. One show that you see, there's a lot of kids in the audience, so he entertains them by making shapes of like doves and cats and dogs and some very, very like genteel creatures just
Yeah.
out of flames. He keeps them far enough so they don't interact with the kids, even though a few of them try to go out and touch it. He kind of prevents that from happening because he doesn't want them to get burned or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then one of the shows where there isn't so many kids, we'll say that was on the third night or so. He makes shapes that are a little bit more terrifying, such as monster faces and that sort of thing. In fact, his closing act is him kind of creating this giant demonic maw and him just kind of stepping through it in a very dramatic fashion. There's spotlights and light shows as well that kind of enhance this experience. That's kind of his send off of him just, walking into this flaming demon's maws. Everyone just oohs and ahs and claps and that sort of thing.